Welcome back to Valheim Cribs. I'm ERFMODE Dan, and today we are going to be exploring another creation from Valheim Master Builder McLegend. And this time we are going to view a mountaintop retreat. Before we get into it, do consider subscribing to my channel. There'll be lots more fun, inspirational Valheim content to come. And you can catch me live streaming over on Twitch, where I spend most of my time exploring and building in Valheim. So drop me a follow over there as well. Right, let's go.
Get a relatively nice view from here. Or maybe down here.
Wow, another spectacular building. What's this one called?
This one, I'm so like unimaginative when it comes to naming them. This one is called Castle.
Castle. Okay.
But basically what I did was I was kind of like investigating around here, just, playing the game. I hadn't actually made a proper mountain base yet. And on top of this hill, so this like little hill here, there was like a kind of smaller version of this castle, just the kind of outside walls, a little bit of the inside walls, and it was all like already there. But there was loads of bits missing, and the walls didn't go up as high. It was just like a kind of series of small walls. And I was like, this is perfect. This is a great sort of start point. So like I was saying, I take 2 iron with me everywhere. So I made my stone cutter, and yeah, just kind of got to work. Over the hill just behind us, there's lots of that mountain being kind of excavated because I kind of used a lot of the rock pretty locally, obviously.
Oh, so we don't want to look over
Uh,
there.
right, I think because I replanted all the trees, it doesn't look so bad. But there's definitely bits missing where I was
Nearly fell.
yeah, where I was kind of terraforming all of it. So yeah, built this built this castle, and these steps were fun. It took so much rock, but it was fun just to sort of like start from the top, and then work my way down, and then just kind of filling it sort of as I went, just so it's nice and sturdy.
Yeah, it looks great. Spectacular entrance. I love the iron gates. You got 3 of them here as well.
Yeah, the kind of entranceway was really like none of it is symmetrical. Um and I didn't want to rebuild the whole thing, like, because this center portion isn't actually properly in the middle. But I didn't want to remove it all and then re-add it again, because I kind of wanted to use what was there mostly and then just build around it. So I paved the ground first to give me a kind of idea about how much space I had to use. So that took a lot of stone initially. Built all the walls, repaired them all because they were all obviously, like falling to bits. I made like 3 hearths down here because I was like, I'm going to need to cook stuff. You need to have fire everywhere when you're in the mountains. I didn't feel like I had the correct gear at the time to keep me warm, so I was using frost mead and fire. So I just always had the fire on. Um, and then I was like, right, okay, so I've got the fires, I've got the floor. Now I'll build up. So I just kind of built the walls around it. Um, One of the major problem solving bits was like, well, where do you sleep? And I was like, well, in a castle, you normally sleep up in a tower, right? Or up in some sort of middle section. So in the middle section here, you'll need to be tight against the wall. I made the living quarters just up here, and there's like a little kind of platform here where I put a brazier outside just to give a bit of light to this bit. And there's a kind of cool view from outside when you can kind of see that. And then to jump up here, you'll need to do a kind of shift jump, a kind of run jump once you're at the top. There you go.
There we go. Wow.
And
Okay, cozy.
yeah, so I was like, well, how much stuff can I stick in here to make it look like, somewhere nice? So I have So I have, you know, a bench. I have the hearth. I have a couple of tables. I have the bed, and I have the throne. So my comfort's at, you know, 17, and then I added the rugs just to cover, just about covers the floor. And again, if you can maybe sort of like get your camera to kind of go outside, and you'll see that we're up in the tower, you know, outside looking in, which can be quite nice when the kind of snow's falling like that, you know.
Yeah, and you got up to comfort level 17, so
Yeah, that's the most I've seen at the moment. I think there's, you know, people that use the terminal and maybe use some of the kind of cheats and stuff, I guess, that you can get slightly higher. But I think this is at the moment with early access that we're playing. I think 17 is the best you can get. Somebody can obviously correct me on that if I'm wrong, but I think it's 17 just now.
and you got another trophy here and the
Yeah,
hearse.
but you don't want to look at that one too much.
Okay. Yeah, I'll forget it by the morning.
Yeah.
Uh,
Cool. So that's the living quarters. And then I wanted to kind of see down the bottom. I wanted the kind of courtyard feel, so I just kind of kept the space kind of open. And then the tricky part was the roof, because you can't just brick over everything. You can't just use stone, because, like I said, there has to be structural integrity there. So the stone can't just kind of come out by itself. So you have to use a mixture of stone and wood. So I basically kind of took my time and went, right, what sort of a roof will work on this? So I just did a kind of long, kind of high, kind of 45-degree angle one, because I thought it looked quite cool. And then in my head, I was like, this is a kind of workshop section, you know, this is a kind of functional outdoor kind of courtyardy bit. Um, and then there's like a portal here at the end, just kind of, I built that into the wall, just literally just to save space.
yeah, it looks
And
cool
then
though. It looks really
yeah, I
cool.
just thought, yeah, I thought that's, yeah, just take, you know, you don't have to put it kind of angular and take up some space. Um, and again, this is quite good for cooking, because some of the stuff like later in the game takes a little while to cook. So I thought, right, if I've got an area here, I can just use lots of, you know, cooking spits and do that nice and quick. And then again, there's a kind of, it's not symmetrical, so I had to kind of design a kind of different roof on this side. So it's more of a 26-degree into 45-degree roof on this side.
Oh yeah.
And then it just follows kind of all the way down here to my wee workshopy bit. And as you know, I'm a big fan of a cart, so I've just got a kind of cart sitting there for some extra uh,
Yeah,
wood.
extra lots of brick in there.
Yeah, because I was maybe going to like extend a bit or do something, so I just kind of put some more stone in there. And I do like, I've got to say, one of my favorite things in this game are the sconces and the braziers. I'll probably put another brazier maybe like hanging here and maybe one here, but for now, on this side, I do really like the sconces. I think they just look great. They last longer than torches. They're just a nice, you know, a nice touch. So I've just got
Yeah.
them kind of dotted around the center. Um, and that looks cool at night, you know. It gives it a really nice glow that you can see when you go, you know, when you go outside and have a look at it, you can kind of see it glow inside. Welcoming.
Yeah, I think it feels like super airy in here, despite the fact that yeah, it's so much brick. I love the mix of wood and brick, as you say, like brick walls, but then you kind of you've got the wood roofing, which kind of adds another kind of feeling and texture to everything. And what I noticed, one of the first things I noticed when I came in here was this: you got this square of snow here
Yep,
as
yep.
it just kind of looks up into the night sky, which is just spectacular.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to leave a bit of space because I like see the effect of the snow, like on
Yeah,
the roof and on the stone. I just really like it, and I was like, "Do you know what? I'm gonna leave," because I could have just like built over that, but I felt like because there's a fire there, a bit of a bit of openness would be good. And I do like the stone archways, so I've kind of tried to use them just to give like you know, give the windows a bit of character rather than just being this like rectangle that sits there.
yeah,
Um, they just sort of border the outside. You know, when you kind of zoom your camera in a little bit and look outside, it just gives you a kind of nice effect.
Yeah, and again, you've used kind of over here, you've used the wall almost as a and then slanted roof as a way of kind of blowing
Hmm.
the smoke
Sort of.
out.
Yeah, and I've kind of kept up with my tradition. Like, see if you look in the like kind of in the fire here, I like putting trophies above the fire because they get lit from the bottom, and it just kind of looks really really cool.
Hmm.
And you know what it's like? You just end up with all these boring deer trophies, and you're like, what am I going to do with them? So I just think decorating the kind of above and insides of the hearth with the trophies just look very kind of like I've said before, very sort of Viking like. You know, I can imagine them doing that.
Yeah, and I really like what you've done here with the storage.
Yeah, I was just kind of like, right, I need stuff that it's all full of like, the kind of stuff that you get in the mountains. Um, and I wanted it to be right next to the fire because at the time, you're making a lot of food and then a wee workstation here because you're making a lot of arrows because of the drakes flying around. So you want everything to be in kind of arm's reach.
Yeah, man, you got a lot of stuff in here, dude.
Been grinding.
It's a grind. Yeah, absolutely.
I do that thing. See, because I've played RPGs since I was a kid, and I never walk past anything because in my head I'm like, that's going to be useful. Whether it's going to be useful now or not, I do not know. But I do know that in these games, nothing is useless. So what I tend to do is I tend to just collect everything, make some space for it, and I'll worry about it later. Do you know what I mean? And then you end up with too much stuff. Because I find that in RPGs and kind of survival games, when you walk past something that you don't think you need, and then 2 days later you discover a recipe that's like, you need 10 of these, and you're like, I have walked past so many of those things.
It's like the ooze, which I keep throwing away. I'm like, what the hell do I do with this ooze, man? And I was like, that's
Yeah.
the first thing out
Yeah.
when I need to make space.
I kind of wait for the game to tell me that I don't need it. I just
Yeah.
assume it. I just kind of assume I need it
Yeah.
until the game says otherwise.
This is something completely different to something else you've already shown me and to your original kind of home base. So it certainly shows level of creativity, and I think you can inspire a lot of people to find some some new levels of creativity in their own build. So
Yeah, I
this is
think
awesome.
I appreciate you saying that, Dan. I think the building side of this game is definitely what's kept people sort of going the longest. It's kept those Steam hours up because um I guess you could mainline the the kind of progression of the game, but kind of where's the fun in that? It's absolutely one of those games where you can spend hours getting lost in the building, and then with the next update, the Hearth and Home update, they're probably going to add more things you can do. So it might pay to have that extra stone lying around.
Yeah, yeah. It's exciting to think what else is coming, considering this game is still in alpha, right?
Yeah,
Still just like
exactly.
weeks old, really.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm excited to see what else there is you have to offer because you'll definitely be coming up on another episode soon. So, thank you so much for showing me around, and I will leave you to it. You're probably busy, kind of putting together a master plan for another build, right?
I did actually see, like, I was on my boat the other day. I had some game time, and I did see two of these massive big rocks that were kind of like quite close together but not quite touching, and I was like, I wonder if you could build from one to the other. So that might be that might be a little idea next time round.
Yeah, there's only one way of finding out whether it works, so I look forward to hearing more
Yeah.
about that. Well, thank you very much. I guess I've outstayed my welcome now, so I'm just going to go off into the cold, and I will
Make
see
sure
you
you got
very
your frost
soon.
meat on.
Yeah, I will see you soon, dude.
Take it easy.
Ciao, ciao.
Bye.
He hit me. Oh, he hit me again. Man, he's got a big range. I could die. Damn. 12 HP. 10 HP. Leeches. Draugrs. Dead. Ran straight. Oh, just ran straight into a freaking pond of Draugrs and leeches.